Indy Mogul.
Hey Indy Mogulers, we have a lot to talk about today. A new camera for those with money to spend, and if you're on a budget, a cheaper alternative to the H4n audio recorder.
Action!
And we'll learn from several awesome filmmakers, including our friends Eric and Justin, Dave Knop, and this crazy guy. Finally, I'll teach you a DSLR technique called lens whacking. This month I'm testing out a new format. It's kind of like a news show, so let me know in the comments what you think. And if you want to suggest stories for next week's episode, email me at comments@indymogul.com. So let's get to this week's news. The Canon 5D Mark II is a popular camera among professional cinematographers, but the model is 3.5 years old. On Friday, Canon announced the new 5D Mark III. Like many HDSLR updates, it adds several video-friendly features to the full-frame camera, including 60p mode, longer recording time, a headphone jack, on-screen audio meters, and the ability to adjust audio levels while recording. And although this $3,500 model has improved image quality and less rolling shutter, Philip Bloom reminds us that it doesn't come with the ability to make you a better filmmaker. The Mark III, now available for pre-order, should ship near the end of this month. If you're in the market for a 5D, Gizmodo recommends buying the older model. You'll save over $1,000, and Canon has hinted that they'll drop the price even further. If you spend those savings on a nice lens, you may find yourself with a better setup. If you're like me and don't have that kind of cash to spend on a camera, you may find that better audio can do more to improve your work. The Tascam DR-40 is a portable audio recorder with 2 XLR mic inputs, and it rivals more expensive models like the Zoom H4n. On Tuesday, Tascam released a helpful firmware upgrade. Now, let's say you have a lavalier mic and a boom mic plugged in. You can now set 2 different audio levels, one for each, making the device much more versatile. If you already own a DR-40, you can download the new firmware from Tascam.com. Now, let's take a look at several innovative DIY filmmakers. Near the end of February on our channel, Eric Beck answered several questions about his latest music video production, which features bullet time, puppets, and breakaway glass. He and Justin have added a second behind-the-scenes look on their channel, The Indy Machines. Last year, our friend Dave Knop at QuickFX built a camera shoulder mount out of PVC, and this week the video gained new popularity when Lifehacker featured it. Not only is it a cheap, simple build, but Dave reminds us that PVC is a great building block for lots of DIY projects. Check this out. Wired shared a video from Oscar Lhermitte, who decided to mount his camera to a power drill, creating these colorful, circular images. It's a cool look, but you may want to try this effect digitally before spinning your own camera at 1200 RPMs. Finally today, I'd like to demonstrate an interesting technique for HDSLR videographers. It's called lens whacking. I first read about lens whacking last month on Philip Bloom's blog. His cinematographer friend James Miller explains it as a simple in-camera effect that creates a dreamlike quality. The lens on your DSLR controls how much light hits the camera sensor, but when you disconnect the lens, everything becomes out of whack, and you can experiment with some strange images. First of all, lens whacking lets light leak in through the back of the lens, which creates these flares. And because the lens is no longer locked onto the camera, the focus floats in and out. By tilting the lens in different directions, you're effectively shooting handheld tilt shift, messing with the focal distance across your image. So here's how you achieve lens whacking. 1. Not all lenses will work. I'm using a 30mm prime lens on my crop sensor camera, and I've removed the adapter ring to get the lens closer to the sensor. You should make sure the aperture is fully open and set the focus to infinity. The weird randomness of this effect is why it's interesting, but you need some control to make use of it wisely. So James Miller recommends you hold your lens like this. With your right hand, hold your camera against your chest, and with your left hand, pick up the lens, holding it between your thumb and index finger. Then, use your middle finger as a hinge that allows the lens to move while staying tight against the camera. This is how you adjust focus. Finally, you can use your right hand to cover the gap above the lens to control how much light leaks in. Of course, you need to be careful not to hurt your lens or get dust or dirt on the sensor. If you want to learn more, you can read the article on Philip Bloom's site. My favorite tip from his article is to shoot this effect with the lens cap on. You'll get light leaks on a black background, which you can key out and use on other footage. I shot my own lens whacking test film before Valentine's Day, and that's right here if you want to check it out. I also have Justin and Eric's behind the scenes video, and Dave Knopp's camera mount tutorial right here. Click any of these videos to watch first, and it'll start a playlist that includes the other 2 videos as well. You'll also find these links and several others from today's program in the description below. Let me know in the comments what you thought about today's show, and don't forget, you can email story ideas for next week to comments@indymogul.com. I'll see you guys later.